What's up, guys? It's the Babushka boy himself back for another quick-fire collaboration video just to, show you guys what we got dropping. And today we have Antisocial x Undefeated x Formula 1 releasing this upcoming Saturday, August 15th at 12 a.m. midnight Pacific Standard Time, and that will be on antisocialsocialclub.com. Take note that the drop time is 12 a.m. midnight Pacific Standard Time, unlike the usual 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time I believe they usually drop at. And also before we get into it, if you guys are a new viewer, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this content, or at the end of the video you're like, hey, this video wasn't that bad. So with that being said, we will get into it. I think there are 11 pieces, I want to say, dropping in this collection. They do have close-ups, so we'll move away from this image and look at the close-ups. First off, we have this helmet. We have the Antisocial spello on that stripe there, which actually we get a top-down view and goes all the way around, making this kind of like halo on the top of the helmet. But why do we have a helmet? Obviously, Formula 1 racing. This whole collaboration is racing inspired. We will also see a jacket that mimics that of the Formula 1 jackets. It looks like it could be used by one of the actual racers. Like, it looks like it is up to that standard. But as far as this jacket goes, you have this like pink tear design used. You have some small detailing on the bottom left you can see by the chin of the helmet. You get foreshadow and then a South Korean flag. Some of you might ask, why South Korea? If you're unfamiliar with Neek, the owner of Antisocial, he is South Korean, so there you go. Also, kind of by the temple or a little bit behind it, you get the Undefeated logo and an Antisocial logo there as well, the classic one. Also like how the visor is tinted, and then you kind of have that like top part that is pink, similar to like a lot of cars will do this. They'll put like some branding up on the top. I do think that's a cool detail. And like I said, here we have that top-down view of the helmet, just a big pink Antisocial logo, which very fitting for an Antisocial piece and collaboration piece. They put their logo on everything like that, or their classic logo. So here we have the jacket that I mentioned. We're going to get some close-ups of the patches. Right here we have SFI, manufacturer certified 32A5 it says. So either they're mimicking it, or this jacket is on par and like actually track ready. It's wearable by the drivers. It's up to those standards. I believe they have to be fire retardant, and because Formula 1, we have a lot of fires and crashes, so the drivers got to be safe. But yeah, that being said, you have the Sparco branding right there. Of course, Sparco, famous for like the steering wheels. They also make seats, which probably they're most well known for, racing seats. And then along with that, they also have a bunch of different other like car accessories, and they even dabble in wheels. So we also have a look at some of the embroidery on the chest, where you have Antisocial and then Undefeated below it, and also some other decals above them. Moving to the other shoulder, we have Get Weird embroidered, and then we see that foreshadow spell it used again, and it kind of seems like they're using this foreshadow name or moniker to label this collaboration, almost as we see it on a lot of the pieces. So moving forward, we have a close-up of the gloves, which have the same embroidery that we saw on the chest of the jacket, the left chest I think it was. You get the Antisocial spell out, Undefeated, Formula 1, and then I'm not sure if it's like the 70th anniversary of Formula 1 or what they have that logo there for exactly. Next up, we have the back view of the jacket, which pretty plain, you just get the Antisocial logo, Undefeated down below it, and Formula 1 logo. So it's just literally all the logos stacked, and this is, basic recipe for Antisocial collaboration piece. Just throw on everybody's logo and call it done, and that's exactly what we've got here. But I'd say it kind of works a little bit better for this collaboration because it is very like racing themed, or is racing themed, and you'll see that type of branding and those types of designs because everybody's showing off their logo. They paid for some space in the car, so it actually it does at least work for this, or you could argue that it does work for this collaboration. We also have an umbrella, which I do like the umbrella for the bottom side. The top side of the umbrella I could care less about. you have just the classic, alternating triangles, the pink and then the black, and then everyone has some type of branding on it, whether it's Antisocial, Formula One, Undefeated. But I guess you don't get a close-up of the underside of the umbrella, but we will go back so we can look at everything else. Moving forward, we have this, which I believe is like a pillow, like maybe like a throw pillow that is shaped like a Formula One race car. And then we have all the branding that we've seen up to this point thrown onto the car. And then we also have that kind of pink tear pattern that we saw used on the helmet, used on the car. So let me see if they have some other pictures. I guess it's pretty much it that we're going to get, so we don't get any close-ups. So we'll just have to look at this one for the other pieces that are dropping. To touch on the umbrella, because we already talked about it a little bit, if you look at the underside of the umbrella, it's actually a tire. You can see the outline of it, and then instead of like the white wall, they have the pink wall going around it, and then the wheel on the inside. So I think that's a pretty cool design. Like it works, and it's pretty creative. Also pretty subtle to put it on the inside where you're not really going to see it that much. We also have a lanyard dropping, which I'm guessing is just all the logos plastered all over again, so nothing crazy there. We have some hats dropping, which come in a black colorway and then also a pink colorway. They have those like leaves. I'm blanking on what it's like actually called, like the almost like a wreath or whatever. You see that stuff used in racing a lot, but that is down on the brim of the cap. And then on the side, you have the Antisocial logo. I'm guessing, or yeah, if you look at the pink one on the opposite side of your temple, you're going to get the Undefeated logo. And then front and center, you get the Formula One logo, which I actually appreciate that they went with the Formula One logo for front and center on the hat instead of doing like Antisocial. But if you guys are familiar with the Antisocial hats, they usually do their branding where it is on this one, so it does make sense. Moving on, we also have some t-shirts dropping. Nothing too creative as far as the t-shirts go. You can see it's just literally the logos or the branding plastered everywhere. The white version, which actually looks like it might be a different tee. Otherwise, actually, I think that is just the front of the tee, and the black colorway is the back of the same t-shirt. But for the white one, you're getting like Get Weird 747, which Antisocial has used a lot for their racing designs. You get like a little checkered flag, and I don't really appreciate like how cluttered this graphic is. I'm much more am appealed by, or like I side a lot more with the hoodie, especially in that checkered colorway, which you can see on the top right. But once again, we're getting a bunch of different logos. Kind of front and center, we have the Undefeated logo, which is kind of interesting though. And then we get, or not necessarily the Undefeated logo, but the Undefeated spell out. And then above that, we're getting the Antisocial Social Club spell out. And then even further above that, it looks like we have either an Antisocial spell out once again, or also Formula One spell out, and then an Undefeated graphic. But flop that over on the back, we get some stuff we've seen before, Antisocial logo, Undefeated, and then Formula One, as well as there is some stuff on the sleeves. So that wraps up the collection though. That's all the pieces we have for it. Once again, we don't have the greatest like images for it just because there aren't like close-ups of everything, but my favorite is probably that checkered hoodie. I think it works pretty well, and I appreciate that they didn't just do what they did for the front of the t-shirt where it's like literally logos everywhere. They kind of went more the route of that of like a jersey almost, where they have a front and center spell out, then some branding kind of like placed higher up on the chest, as if it were, like a patch on a soccer jersey or something like that. We also obviously have some spell out going down the sleeves. Hard to tell what it says. I'm guessing, Undefeated and Antisocial, probably knowing the brand, they probably just put that on there even some more, but not a bad piece. I do like that like checkered colorway. I do like that one. The umbrella is pretty cool too, but as far as the other pieces go, I think they're pretty like mediocre. As far as Antisocial designs go, they're pretty good, but as far as like designs themselves are considered, like as far as the piece goes, it's a pass for me. But not a bad collaboration in my opinion. They have some cool pieces dropping. They have like the helmet and the jacket are pretty unique. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the collaboration. And once again, it releases at midnight on Saturday rather than the 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time that we are used to. So keep that in mind. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.